What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast. I'm your host, Ferman Jackson Jr., broadcast you live from my home, Arlington, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth. Hope everybody is having a great, productive Tuesday. Hope everybody got everything done. Hope everybody got things they needed to get accomplished on the day. Um, it's all about purpose. It's a season I know of building, rebuilding, reprogramming. The mindset. That's something that's really been dealt with me in this season of my life. It's the mindset, the way we think, how we function, the habits that we picked up over the years, habits that was not very healthy for us, habits that hinder us when it comes to our performance, whether it's business, personal, internal, spiritual, to that attempt. You know, you hear people say, the Bible said that Christ came that we might have life and have life more abundantly, which is a true saying. That's a saying that we have to apply to our lives on a regular basis. The Bible speaks about being doers of the word, not just hearers only, deceiving our own selves. So we're gonna be talking about developing healthy habits as a topic of discussion here on Impact Voice tonight. Before we kick it off, we want to welcome back Emo, welcome back Primetime to the podcast. I'm glad Kenny you're feeling better.
Yes.
We talked, we chopped it up. I'm glad you took the nourishment for your body. Like I told you, that's something I apply to my own self as well. And you feel a whole lot better, be more energetic, more alert, more sharpened, especially when it comes to our mental capacity. So I'm
Yes,
glad
indeed.
you're feeling better, you're looking better as well also.
Thank you, sir. Thank
And
you.
also, welcome back, Emo, as well. Welcome you back. We know we've been talking about the brain and staying consistent, and that's what it's all about, staying consistent. But before we get off into the night's topic, we know we got prime time with the upcoming sports, the NBA playoffs, things that's taking place in the sports world. We all love sports. I love sports. Football season be coming here soon, so we're very excited about that. So prime time, take it away with the updates on take it on in the sports world.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly want to welcome you back to one special edition tonight. You have now entered the prime zone. I apologize for my absence on last week. I know you missed me, and I definitely missed you too. And so, we're starting off tonight. I wanna begin with. There's a lot of things has happened in the sports world. The NBA, the College World Series. My alma mater is playing tonight. I gotta shout that out. But before I get started, I want you to stop what you're doing. Just stop what you're doing for a second. And I want you to embrace this moment because we got a lot of things to embrace you about and tell you about in the sports world. I won't hold you long, but I will hold you for a second. But as we get ready to start off and kick this Prime Zone show off segment, let's go to the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brooklyn Nets, they out of here. The Philadelphia 76ers, they out of here. There has been teams that at the beginning of the year has automatically were NBA championship contenders. Those top teams are home now. They are not at all, and I mean at all playing right now. But the teams that are still playing, the teams that are still alive in these playoffs, Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks are balling out of control. My goodness, they have shocked the world. But tonight in Game 4, Trae Young has been ruled out tonight, so he won't play tonight. But there's a lot of other players on the team. That spirit, that spark on the Atlanta Hawks, man, I am so impressed with them guys. Way to represent the Dirty South. And they're going to be playing tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks leads the series 2-1, but who knows with that team of the Hawks, man, they shine and they do great things at any given moment. They even out there shimmy shaking. So we're going to look for great things with them, man. We're going to make sure that everybody's watching and tuned in. And we're going to roll on over to to some news. Now, NBA got a new coach. A team has a new coach. Chauncey Billups, formerly of the Detroit Pistons, has now been named the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. I'm excited for Chauncey. I think he's going to do well over there. I think he's going to do wonders for that ball club. They needed a great Hall of Famer such as Chauncey to do the things that he does on and off the court. And I think he's going to go to Portland and do an awesome job. I wish him all well. We all down here rooting for you, Chauncey, and everything. And we hope everything works out very well with you and Dame. Now, let's go over to the Western Conference Final. I watched the game last night. I literally watched the game last night. My family went to sleep on me, but I kept watching, and it was an exciting one. It was a very exciting game. Kawhi Leonard is still injured with the ankle injury, and he's not expected to play for a while. But as of right now, the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers, the Suns are leading the series 3-2. They won last night with a final score of 116-102. I saw the Clippers, man, the guy Reggie Jackson and Paul George, they were lighting the screens up with threes everywhere. I saw a lot of energy with the Clippers. Tyronn Lue has these guys running back and forth, running after every loose ball, every steal. They are doing awesome things, and Phoenix something just got drained. And so tomorrow night when they play, I think it's going to be a very exciting game. They're going back to LA with a chance to tie the series at 3 apiece. Now, we're going to switch on over to a little bit of tennis. I don't know about you guys in the world, but I love tennis. I used to play it in high school. Me and my wife as well. We played in high school, and it was a very, very great, exciting time, and I learned a lot from playing tennis. Now, by saying all of that, Serena Williams has just declined and just exited the Wimbledon. She said that she wasn't feeling it. And, you know, I would think with all the accolades that she has, she's won it so much, she's going to get tired of playing. And she has so much championships through Wimbledon, and she's an awesome player. But she has declared that she won't be playing in this year's Wimbledon, and that's okay. And so we wish Serena very well, and looking forward of seeing her on next year. Now, let's move on over to the college baseball. Alma mater, Mississippi State University. Go Bulldogs. It's in the College World Series against Vanderbilt. Tonight will be game 2. Last night we came up short in game 1, but tonight is game 2. And I know the Bulldog spirit. We're going to come on fire. This is a championship that we're looking for. We want to silence the doubters because they always said about Mississippi State, you'll get so close to the championship game and you'll always lose. So we want to try to change that around and bring home the trophy to Starkville. Go Starkville, Stark Vegas. I love you, Bulldogs. Good luck tonight. I'll definitely be watching tonight. And let's go to the NFL a little bit. Everybody is still waiting on the NFL season. I cannot wait. I was just discussing today that I got a special backdrop for the NFL season. And I can't wait to show it off. I also got a lot of props and everything, but I'm looking forward to the season. I know you are too. But right now, everybody's still in context of trying to see what is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. Is he going to opt out, or is he going to show up for training camp? We don't know yet. There's still talks. The owner of the Green Bay Packers are not budging at all. They say that they don't want to get rid of a quarterback, and who would? But Aaron himself said he doesn't want to play. He wants to get out of there. He's going to be another Julio Jones. It's time to go. And so we're going to stand by and we're going to watch and see him. And as everything progresses, getting closer to the season, especially preseason, see how things turn out with that team. Now, before I leave you and turn it back over to Mr. Jackson, on this very hot topic we have for tonight, I want to tell everybody we thank you for listening, and I want to give shots out to all of our people in Dallas, Texas, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Greenville, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama. We love you, family. We love everybody. We thank you for tuning in. And before I leave, I have to leave you with a final quote, a motivational quote for today. And is that if you're working for something and that makes you excited and it really gets you going, you don't have to be pushed. The vision will push you. I'm gonna say that one more again. If you're working on something that excites you and you really, really care about it, no one has to push you. The vision alone will motivate you and pull you. Now, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. And I really have enjoyed being with you guys. And now, before I leave, I want to tell you, God bless you. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Back to you, Mr. Jackson.
Awesome. Thank you, Primetime, with the updates going on in the sports world, from NBA to NFL, and things that's taking place in the sports world. Like I said, thank the crew being back with me tonight here on Impact Voice. Very excited about tonight's topic. We're always excited about tonight's topic. We're gonna be talking about developing healthy habits. Um, since the beginning of my transition, you have to get out your comfort zone. The book that I'm reading now, Relentless, by Tim S. Grover. He trained Michael Jordan, he trained Kobe Bryant, Charles Barkley, but his mindset, if we study the mindsets of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, LeBron James, they're at another level.
Absolutely.
Not just because they are athletes, but in the book he talks about being relentless in our own personal lives, being relentless whether it's in your career, whether it's in your marriage, whether it's in your family.
Absolutely.
You have to develop that mentality of killing instinct. Develop that relentless attitude, that dark side of you that say, hey, I'm not settling for less. I know that I'm more than that.
Absolutely.
I'm bigger than that. And you had to get to that point in your life where I'm not satisfied.
Right.
Ray Lewis said one time, you have to be pissed off for greatness. You just get to that point, you have to be very mad at yourself. When I say mad at yourself, you know that you limit yourself. You know, you hear people talk about haters and all. No, the worst hater is us. We are our own worst enemy. Like TDJ said years ago, when he said enemy, you say in me. Because the enemy is us. We stand in our own way. We fall to the snares of the trials of life. We limit ourselves. We get so complacent. We get so comfortable. Um, we don't want to take the extra to get to that place.
Right.
When I would like to listen to an interview, you got to know the difference between want and willing. Want and willing is two different things. This is something I'm learning right now in 2021. You got to know the difference between want and willing. I could want something, but is I'm willing to go get it.
Get it. Right.
I could want a healthy body, but is I'm willing to get that healthy body.
Right.
See, people want things, but they're not willing to go get the things. Cause you know why? Look, it's gonna cause you some rising up early, going to bed late. It's gonna cause you to cut some things off. It's gonna cause you to remove some things. It's gonna cause you to lose some things, lose some people. But when you relentless and you know you on an assignment, you're on a mission, you're going to develop those traits of a champion. You're going to develop those traits as a warrior, whether you male or female. It's all about being relentless. It's not to the point you don't want to settle for less.
Right.
And another thing I learned that knowing the difference between friends and allies. When I listened to this thing I went to work last night, it was saying friends be with you when it's good, but bail out on you when it's bad. Allies stick with you to the end. You know why? Because y'all got the same mindset, you got the same mission, you got the same goal. And that's something I never knew before.
Right.
That's how I learned that. But you always learning something different. So as we embrace this new time, embrace this new season, We are in the 6th month of 2021. Before you know it, we'll be in 2022.
Right.
We have to start challenging ourselves. The race start within us. It's not. It's a marathon. We are in a marathon. We're in a marathon of life. You know, having that willing, burning desire to be more, not selling for less, not being so complacent. You to the point now you hear people murmuring, complaining about this and that. You're like, you know what? I'm on assignment. I'm in the zone. We got to. Once you're in that zone, you don't want nobody talking to you. Don't touch me. I'm in the zone right now, and developing those traits. So as we having this topic discussion here on the podcast, I want y'all feedback, Prime and Emo, as we talk about healthy habits. So y'all have anything you want to comment on as we go on with tonight's topic?
Absolutely. Living well and things that you set your mind to is more important. A lot of important things that is a big factor in life. Every individual has to have that motivation or that spark to want to do well and set goals for themselves to do well. Whether it's any little thing, it's just something that interests yourself. It's inner well-being. I can use myself for an example. I have a goal set for myself, and I want to reach that goal. You go through stumbling blocks, you go through adversity, you go through disappointments, and sometimes it can be very discouraging. But that inner self within you, um, I think it's a powerful thing, and that would that wakes up the beast inside of you, and it pushes you to go forth, and you leave all the naysayers and the people that doubt you all over. It begins to be a non-factor, and by that being like that, it pushes you to go. I can remember when I was in college, and I'll pass it back to you, Mr. Jackson. When I was in college, during finals time at the end of the year, I hated those times. Those were the most um, dreadful days. Having to be in the library studying for a test, notes during the class, but I was determined. I got to pass the test. This is what I need to make or above. I got to do this. So the time I put in studying for a particular class and a particular final coming up, I put in so much time where, a lot of my friends and dorm mates were like, man, we ain't seen you in days. I've been in the library. When I eat at the library, I come back to my apartment and go to sleep and go back to class and go back to the library, to the point where I was locked in on what I need to do to get to my goal. And eventually I did. And so in everyday life, it's a matter of just pushing forward and knowing where you want to be in life and setting that goal for yourself and doing what you have to do to accomplish that goal.
And most definitely, I agree with that. Just you as an individual willing. You know what I'm saying? The thing
Absolutely.
about it is being willing.
Yeah.
It's like I heard Nick Saban say, everybody want to be a beast, but some not willing to do what a beast do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like the Bible said, many are called, few are chosen.
That's right.
So you're gonna have to take the extra level. Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and that's what we want to do is get out the comfort zone,
Yeah.
develop new habits, develop new traits, and it starts with our mind. Renewing of the mind. This is not about a physical thing, because I could be back during slavery time, the slave master wanted to weaken the slave
Mm-hmm.
mentally, but build them up physically.
Right.
So we know that that mindset is very, very strong. If we develop that mindset, meditate on things that's positive, to tap into that inner self. I just believe that it's so much stuff buried on the inside of us that we haven't even tapped into yet.
Yes.
We need to scratch the surface yet. But deep down inside, it's greater within us. It's
Right.
greater within you. It's greater within us to be able to bring out what God has given us, to
Right.
bring out what God birthed within us, to bring glory. So the Bible said He made us for His glory. So we want to be able to enhance what we got, not to be mediocre, but to move in excellence. You have people say, I'm moving in silence. No, you don't. Why you want to move in silence? Because you want to let your light shine.
Right.
The Bible speaks about let your light shine, that they may glorify God, because they see your good works.
Right.
But we want to get to that place where we want to utilize all that God's given us here on earth, being relentless, having that killer instinct, dig deep and down inside, like you said, setting that goal,
Then
you
they go.
master that goal.
Right.
We want to master them goals in life. We never want to settle. Yes, it's like they said, when it comes to success, it's lonely at the top because everybody does not want to go there.
And everybody won't make it there.
Everybody won't make it there. And that's the thing we think we get so, man, homeboys, home this, all this. But when you on a mission, you on assignment, you're gonna lose some relationships, you're gonna lose some friendships, you're gonna lose some business or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of things along the way.
Yeah, you are.
A lot of things that you care about as well. And I was just thinking about it. I should have said it when I last was talking, but a great motivation, especially if there's any youth men that are watching. I can use my football experience. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I am a very, very short person. I've been short all my life. I'm not a tall, I'm nothing like that. I'm just an average short human being. But growing up from middle school and high school, I was fast athletically. And the coaches wanted me on the team for special teams only. And no, I'm not finna do that. I set a goal for myself. I got in the weight room. I pushed. I worked on my speed. I worked on my ability. I worked on my craft. And my sophomore year in high school, from the time I graduated, I was a starting tailback. There was a lot of people in the community that say, you're too small, you're gonna get hurt. You can't do that. That's how I got the name Primetime. So you gotta set goals for yourself and you gotta stick to them. You got
to. And is it gonna be easy? No.
Oh no. It's gonna be blood, sweat, and tears all day.
Oh yeah, all day to be the best athlete. I know you being a player and being a coach, the process of bringing out the best out of your players.
Yeah.
Being disciplined.
Absolutely.
Not just, you got a lot of young people who look on TV think, oh, I could be the next Ray Lewis or I could be the next Cam. But them guys had to put in work. As you being relentless, and I know speaking from a cultural perspective, what was your mindset when it came to game planning, when it came to off season?
Oh wow.
The sacrifice you had to put in. Take us through that journey.
Most definitely. I mostly start preparing on Sundays. During the season, I prepared on Sundays. I'm looking forward to the next opponent. To gather my troops together, my team. I coach. I was the defensive coach for football, and I was the head coach for girls basketball. And the ideal of wanting to beat someone that's number one in the state or won championship after championship, and you will put in a long amount of hours watching videotapes, practicing extended hours, even going to the weight room after practice or sticking around after practice, shooting around, and on the football field, just working on just another play to try to creak it, then it will be right. But it took a lot of sacrifice, even in the personal life. You had to put your family aside for a minute. I know that may not sound right, but when you're in that type of competition and in that type of field, sometimes family will come second, because you're probably 90% of the time in the gym. Other times you're trying to keep your kids from getting out of trouble, taking them home, dealing with their issues as well. You had to be a coach, a father, and you had to put yourself in their shoes. So to answer the question, it's just it was a lot of things that you had to endure, and you had to set a goal. Well, look, nothing's going to stop us from doing this, and preparing and staying, staying on a great level, and it all pays off during game time. Game times is just you going through, but getting prepared for the game is where it all matters
at. And I can just imagine the work.
Oh yeah.
The process. Everybody forget about the process. You hear people say it's fun. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process.
Yeah.
But it has something that your heart is into.
Absolutely.
That you're gonna put in your 100, 1,000% of being great.
Yeah.
I want to be great in my own life.
Right.
I want to be great when it comes to us doing the podcast.
Right.
I want us to be great when it comes to doing the other clothing line, whatever other business venture will take place. But being the best,
yes,
cultivating your gift,
yes,
studying. I call myself this year, I consider myself a life student.
Yeah.
Because I'm considering myself always learning,
absolutely,
always growing, always maturing, learning different things, reading on different books, learning to master everything. Because like I said earlier on during the podcast, it's that it's more things in us. I feel we haven't tapped into yet that inner being. You hear the great people. I would say, just like I was listening to Tim, Grove in one of his interviews, and the reason I become a fan of his because the way he worked with Mike, the way he worked with Kobe,
yeah,
them guys had killer instincts, and I'm drawn to that.
Right.
He said if people say he would tell people, he said this one. Well, they want to work with and train with. He said, "Okay, I want you to meet me here at 3:30." He didn't say AM or PM. He just said, "Meet me at 3:30."
Right.
So it's 3:30 PM. They show up, and he been at the gym since 3 AM. And he said, "You late for 12 hours," because he was trying to see were they willing to get to that level. Like, if you want to be great, it's gonna cost you some time when you want to get up. It's gonna cost you some time when you need to get up. And he just wanted to see where they at. Because they thinking 3:30 PM. Nah, he talking about 3:30 AM.
Yeah. And I'm one of those guys that I had to learn the hard way. Growing up as a player, I had a coach, God rest his soul now, and he used to do those same tactics to me and my fellow teammates. He used to tell us we had to get up at 3:30 in the morning, but he would tell us be at the gym at 9 AM and be there sharp. So we took it for granted, and we showed up when we got ready, and it showed when the season came. But when you buckled down and you did what was asked of you, and you put the type of work in tremendously. I can remember being in the gym from morning to night. My mother had to come and drag me out the gym, and I was there that much. When I got serious about everything that I wanted to do, and especially when you get that maybe one doubter that's just to tell you can't do it. There's no way. I don't see you. I don't see you doing it. That sets off an engine in me every time. And I got a lot of those back in the day. And even in my adult life, when people say, I don't think you cut out for this. I don't think you can do this. Okay. And I get the LeBron James mentality. I get the Michael Jordan mentality. I get the Kobe Bryant mentality. And at the end, I don't boost for accolades or a pat on the back. My look is like, I got you.
Yeah. And in the purpose of being purpose driven.
Right.
Not being driven by money, but driven by purpose. Because as an individual, you want to be the best at what you do. Exactly. You want to perfect your craft. Right. That just right there, just the award.
Yeah.
But the purpose is being purpose driven. Like I said before, it's don't be money driven, be purpose driven.
That's right.
Because if you only money driven, you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, if you chasing out it,
You're gonna be
that's not
disappointed.
very
But
disappointing.
if you chasing purpose, that's gonna take you farther in life because people will pay for your purpose. People are willing to pay for your purpose,
That's right.
pay for your service because they see you put in the work and it's grinding, staying consistent.
Yes.
But developing these healthy habits, get away from the thing we used to do.
Right.
And then a lot of times we bring on self doubt on ourselves. The words we speak of ourselves that plays a role.
Yeah.
Like that, listening to other people, what they say, don't take all that. But it made me think about the parable when Jesus said, "Have we sit down and consider the cost?" He's
Yeah.
bringing a parable now where they were so willing to build, they didn't think things through, and then when things happened, they wanted to backpedal
Right.
because they had not sit down and considered the cost.
That's
We
right.
don't think things through. We just go along with the motions. It's just like a relationship. You know, we don't think things through. We just go along with the
Just go along with it. Yeah.
You know, that bubble gut feeling, that puppy love, and
Yeah.
don't think things through. And then when reality set in, we're like,
Yeah.
no, I ain't signing for all this.
You in shock.
Because we don't think things through.
That's right.
Just like when it comes to business, when it comes, think things through. That's why he said, have you sit down and consider the cost.
Right.
Is it worth it? Is it worth the time? Is it worth the value? Is it worth the money? Is it worth what I'm doing? Have I really sit and thought this thing through? If you're married, have you sit and talk these things with your significant other?
That's right.
To make decisions on your own. But sitting down, consider the cost. And I know with you being a head coach, I know you had to sit down with your wife to, when it comes to the game planning, getting that understanding.
Yes.
Well, I'm not married, but I'm single. But from a husband's standpoint, from a husband's point of view, when it came to coaching, the balance of the family, how did that play a role too?
Well, most importantly, I had a support system. That's I think that's the first thing, have a support system, and that support system has to believe in you and knowing what you're trying to accomplish. With me, I had a great support system. They knew that when I got up in the morning and I packed all my gear up and I got going, they knew that they wouldn't see me to possibly at nighttime when it's almost ready to go time for bed. And even when I am home, I'm still working. But and on game days and game nights and the traveling, the coming home late and having a lot of stuff just all out in the living room, it was a support system because they knew the ultimate goal at the end, and they knew how much that I was putting into it, knowing what's at stake. Look, you ain't spend no time with the family, you haven't been around, but you're on TV, on interviews, and your team is doing great, and you're doing this. You're putting time and you're putting a lot of effort, where at one point they had to take the back seat, and it was okay. But once the season was over with, that's no clause. You had to make up for what you were doing in the season. So I just basically had a great support system, and now it's even better than when I was coaching, because my everyday task, I get up early in the morning, I'm home late in the evening, but I have a great support cast. My daughter and my wife, they just they're unbelievable. So it starts out with a great support cast, and it also motivates you, knowing that you have somebody that's in your corner that's rooting for you.
Right. And that's a beautiful thing about it. And it gives you that extra that gives you
Right.
that fire to move forward, to progress into the things that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
I just that's a beautiful thing to have that support system. 'Cause we know that relationships do get tried.
Yeah.
A lot of things will get tested.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
so like I said, some people say they want to live for the weekend. Don't have time left for the weekend. It's all about building a legacy. Legacy takes work.
That's right.
Legacy costs you your time. I mean, about the leisure and the pleasure. Now we're building something.
That's right.
We'll enjoy the fruits of our labor later, but we're trying to get somewhere because you never satisfied. I'm to the point now, Prime, that I'm not, I'm not satisfied.
Right.
I'm not satisfied. I know there is more to life than just here.
Yeah.
Still working, still molding, still putting in the work, but you can't get to that point where, hey, I made it. I didn't make it. I'm gonna tell you I didn't make it. I'm still work in progress, but that keeps me going.
Right.
Not to get settled. You know what I'm saying? Not to be settled for less. Exactly. Settle for more. Like my work, people complaining. Yeah, they give us a lot of overtime. A lot of time we have to stay over and do a whole 16. But I had to make up in my mind, say, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity, financially wise, to get the money that I want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I have to overcome myself. I have to overcome my physical body because it's easy for me to cave in and give up. But I have to press my way. Even Paul said I had to press my way. He had to press his way into the calling. So we have to learn how to press our way. If we base everything on our feelings, Prime, we'll never make it. We'll never get nowhere.
I'm a candidate, and I'll actually,
inconsistent. Cause we just base it. Well, I'm feeling good today. I'm gonna get it today, but then when it comes tomorrow, I don't feel like doing it tomorrow.
I'll put it off to next week.
And what the old saying is, don't put off tomorrow what you could do today.
What you can do today. That's right.
This is our life. This is your life. This is my life. We're building something. So develop these develop these healthy habits, develop these traits, planning. That's another thing I have to implement too. Learn how to plan my days out. Time management. Like I said, I'm just reprogramming myself, reprogramming the way I think. Look at life different. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. It's what you make out of life. What do you see through the eyes to see, you know what, I'm going to get more out of it.
Exactly.
I'm going to take life by the throat and I'm going to choke it out. I'm going to beat it to submission to get all that I want. And when you on that, when God light that fire in you, and our glory be unto God, but we know that God made you more because the Bible said that God made man in his image. That should be motivation all by itself. I'm made in the image of the Creator of the heavens and earth. He created everything. Absolutely. So that's extra motivation right there. So not to settle for less. You have people say, "Oh, I'm a king," but are you willing to do what a king do?
Right. Are you willing to have that king mentality?
Exactly. You have women say, "I'm a queen," but are you willing to do what a queen do? So these questions we have to ask ourselves. I have posts on my page. It's two different mindsets. It's a doer and a talker. A talker gonna talk all day. A doer just gonna get out there and do the work.
No words said.
You may think about this parable too, about the ant in Proverbs. Solomon told us, look at the ant. Consider the ant. The ant is always working. The ant thinks ahead of time. The ant knows that in the summer I have to gather everything in the summer because winter's coming. Because when winter comes, I can't do as much. So we have to think like an ant. We always got to play in ahead. So when times do happen, we already be prepared.
That's right. And on that same note, ants are very strong. They're strong. We see ants and we see, for an example, a huge empire, but that army of ants can almost pick up a whole tire and move it away. And they're strong. So I look at that as an individual human being thing. It don't matter how big the situation is. You have to be strong enough to pursue it and to get through it and move it at any given cost. And I live by that creed. A lot of times I don't feel like getting up going to work. We're grown here. A lot of mornings I don't feel like moving out the bed. I don't feel like hearing the alarm clock. I don't want to hear nothing else that goes on. I'm good with standing in bed all day and being lazy. But that inner drive in me says, nope, not yet. let's go, let's get up now. And that engine cuts on, and it's like, hey, I'm a whole and different. I'm a different person than I was, and I'm like, let's go, let's get it done. And at the end of the day, when you sit down and you try to wind down from the end of the day, you can look back on your day and be like, okay, I took care of this. This got done. It was a pretty productive day. So, it's all about that get up and go about a one individual. Everybody is different. Everybody have their own set time, and I use God as my motivation because and my family. My family and God, I want to get closer to God as a human being, as an individual, and I want to be a better father and a better uh, provider for my family, husband, a whole 9 yards. And so every day I try to do something different than I did the day before, to be like, okay, I did this. Okay, well, this is handled. This is taken care of. And even at work, the ways I go to work, different avenues. You want to put that energy in instead of just going around like, I don't. You already have the mentality that you don't want to be there. You can't go into work like that. You have to go in that mindset. Look, let's knock this out. Let's keep going and let's move forward. And it gets by. A lazy mind won't get you nowhere.
Oh, definitely. That's like on one of my shirts. When it says "Time to be a beast, no laziness allowed."
Yeah,
Laziness do not bring on success,
yeah,
and that's when the test come. It's about enduring to the end.
willpower.
Well,
Yeah,
because the Bible said the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, it for those who endure to the end. See, we forget that it's a battle every day, enduring.
right.
Um, knows when you train it speaks about endurance.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
the endurance is very important because the endurance you have to last for a certain amount of time.
yeah.
If you don't have the endurance, you're gonna get tired.
You ain't gonna make it.
You ain't gonna make it. And the endurance is very important. And I know you being a coach, I know y'all big on endurance,
Oh yeah.
condition the body because you playing full force with like what 60 minutes.
Yes. 60 minutes.
And if you can't last within them 60 minutes, what's gonna happen? The other team gonna defeat you.
Well, when we used to train not only for just those 60 minutes, but past 60 minutes. Because what if you have to keep playing after those 60 minutes? What if the game goes in overtime? Do you still have the willpower to go on, or you just play for that 60 minutes and you're done? You know, but it's so much we can both say on endurance, because everybody energy, motivation, endurance is really got a whole lot of words in that category that you can use, and especially try to conquer. Everybody might just get up and do a walk every day, walk a mile and come back home, but they were motivated and they had the endurance to do it. And probably couldn't do it. Some people get up and run 2-3 miles a day, but the endurance to continue that. And again, we go back to, they set that goal to do that. And once they did that, and when you come back, it doesn't even seem so bad. I think I was looking at one of our past guests the other day, Miss Newsom with the fitness in San Antonio. She said that she ran 3 miles. She's never done it before. She just want to see how it feels. But she had the endurance and she had the motivation, and she set the goal to do it. So when she did it, she got back on live and she said that it wasn't so bad. And you had that mindset that, look, this is what I'm gonna have to do. This is what it's gonna take, and I'm gonna do this. So that's a great example for that. Exactly.
Most definitely. And I'm just looking at the book. I'm just gonna read some right quick. Out of the book Relentless. It says, bottom line, if you want success of any kind, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
say that again. Bottom line, if you want success of any kind, you have to be comfortable to be uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
So that
Right.
means it's gonna take some changes, right?
Oh yeah.
So it says every time you think you can, you have to do it anyway. I'm gonna say that again. Every time you think you can, you have to do it anyway.
Anyway. Right.
When we were just talking about that, when we were just talking about You just can't base it on your feeling. Oh, I'm feeling good today, but tomorrow I ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah.
That's when you get the best out of yourself, because you find out who you really are.
Right.
So it says that last mile, the last set, the last 5 minutes on the clock, you have to play the last game of the season with the same intensity as you played the first.
That's right.
When your body is screaming and the play and telling you, no way, asshole, excuse my French, you work harder.
It's real though.
And tell yourself, do it now. You control your body. It does not control you. You shut out the fear and emotion and physical stress, and you do the things you dread. You don't go through the motions and watch the clock until it's over. You invest in what you started, pushing yourself again and again beyond where you already been. So it's how the work is within us.
It is.
The battle's within us. That last 5 minutes on the clock, that last play, that last drive.
And I think that's when it,
go ahead.
That's when it counts. That's when it really counts. That's when it really counts.
Because from a sports perspective, what they gonna remember you for? That last
play.
That last play.
What got you to win?
That clutch.
Yeah.
Being a clutch player. They're not gonna remember what you did in the beginning. They gonna talk about what you did at the end.
First quarter means nothing. Second quarter means nothing. What all that matters is you hit that shot that put your team in overtime, or you hit that buzzer beater that everybody's going to the locker room and we laugh and we high five.
Very true.
So that last call is everything.
That's right.
But I like what he says. In order to be successful, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, which means you have to challenge yourself, get out the comfort zone. You just, people think, and people get, the Bible said, walk by faith, not by sight.
Right.
It never said sit down and look at faith. It never said stand still and look at faith. It said walk by faith, not by sight. You visualize what was before you. You know, you may not see it physically, but you walk it spiritually before you, because you're walking by faith. So we have to exercise our faith. We just can't sit down, lay down, wish for it upon the star, flip flop, all other stuff. Things gonna come to the bank. Because God made it that way where we could, if everything dropped within the sky, we won't have to put in work. I heard somebody say this: before God gave man woman, he gave man work first. You think about it. He put Adam to work before Eve came along. So
yeah, I didn't get it before you get that reward.
Exactly. So you have to put it in the work. And like we talked about this earlier, you got to know the difference between want and willing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to grow, but are you willing to grow? Are you willing to make some changes? Like we were talking about this earlier, you have to sit down and consider the cost. If we don't think these things through, we're gonna get burnt out, we're gonna get upset, we're gonna cave in, we're gonna quit. So you have to sit down, plan these things. The Bible said, without a vision, people perish. So you have to write a vision. What is your vision? Your vision keeps you going. And I think, I learned too, I'm thinking my own opinion, really about people complain because they don't have no vision for their life. I think I read it in one of my books in my library. It talks about people complain because they don't have no real vision for their life. I ain't gonna lie, when you complain about stuff, it made my ears bleed, because I'm at a whole nother level now. I want to, you murmur, complain, you do that. Yeah, murmur, complain with other people, because that's what y'all want to do, because you don't have no vision for your life, you don't care, you suck.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Because when you on a minute, you ain't got time. It's draining. You wasting my time. I have much love to you, but right now you suck, because we going somewhere. I know that makes sense.
I don't want to suck.
But I just like people just don't have no vision because they murmur complaining. Like, if you murmur complaining because you don't have no vision.
Right.
If you have vision, you want murmur and complain, you put it in the word. Give it other people who will murmur and complain.
What's your take on that, Miss Morris?
Well, on the murmuring and complaining, I don't know. It's different for certain people. I've seen a person who will just complain, 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 and then it lights fuel to their fire and makes them go into action. So I have seen that before, believe it or not. It's weird. Yeah. I didn't want to hear it, but of course, certain moments you'll be that listening board for people, and you'll see them. They'll shoot right out, handling business. You'll be like, "What? Oh, yeah. I guess they motivated themselves. I guess it depends on the murmuring and complaining, because some murmuring and complaining makes you really go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But there are the others that just really just wear it out, and you be like, I hate when they call. You be looking at the phone like.
and sometimes, it's sad to say, but there are people out here they're just content for what they have right now. They are
yes. Right that is very true. Just being where they are is fine for them. And I've learned that, it may not work for me, but that works for them. And I have to respect them where they are.
Right.
Because a lot of times I will be trying to push my views and opinions on people, and it's just not what they wanted. Like, oh, you could do this, you could run your business, you could have it yourself, you could work for yourself, you could build, and they weren't interested in it. So I had to stop, pushing my views and things like that. So, but for me, my healthy habits, and these are things that I'm working on daily. Like, I know that it takes, they studies say, I ain't gonna say it actually takes, but studies say it takes 28 days to form a habit. So doing something, what firms love to say, stay consistent.
Right.
So staying consistent for me has really been, I guess, very helpful. Just making certain things a routine. Getting on a routine, getting on a schedule, like your eating habits, or making sure you take your vitamins every day, making sure you spend 15 minutes meditating every day, just different things like that, building healthier routines as opposed to just sitting down, surfing the internet, surfing social media, reading negativity, taking all that in. I know for me, just cutting some of that out and really just focusing on what I need doing, writing down my things that I need to do, and then setting up daily goals. That has been a really good habit for me. So now I'm kind of into the vibe where let me write this down, let me write that down, and then I go for it throughout my day. So small things like that really have helped.
Right.
Oh yeah, and that's what it's all about. You took it and you applied. Because I heard this word lately, apply. Applying yourself. And it's like, stop being here in Texas. I hear that at work, applying yourself. And that's the key, applying yourself. Because people don't apply themselves. We've been there, we never applied ourselves until later on in your life, you start applying yourself to different things when it comes to your business, your career, your marriage, your children.
Right.
Applying ourselves. And that's when things shape, that's when things maneuver, because we'll start to apply ourselves. Another thing I know it talks in the book, not in this book, but another book. You know how we used to say back in the day, I'm looking forward to the future?
Yeah.
You say that, I'm looking forward to the future?
Yeah.
The thing about I learned the book says you live within your present. It says if you correct your present, the future will take care of itself. Because if I'm still doing the same thing in my present, I'm just going to repeat the same thing in the future.
In the future. You just got older at it.
Exactly. So in order for me to be successful, in order for you to be successful, I need to start right now where I'm at. That's why the Bible tells us don't take no thought for tomorrow will take care of itself. But where we at right now? And that's another thing I talk about too. Like if you go to an AA meeting, what's the first thing they get you to admit?
Your fault.
You have a problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. So once we admit where we at, that's when God can come in to fix the things in our lives. Once we become real with ourselves, take off the mask. You know what I'm saying? People wear masks. but they still struggle with those issues. They still struggle with those flaws. They still looking for any and everything to fill that void. And so we learn how to be real with ourselves. That come humble. I say, you know what? I have a problem here. So now I recognize the problem. Now I need to fix the problem. Now, if I recognize and I don't fix the problem, then that means something wrong with me. That means I just don't want to do it. But sitting down, working within the problem. Okay, what I need to get better in. How do I get better in when it comes to my health? How do it comes to when it comes to my relationships with family, people I know? When it comes to my finances, this stuff we have to always overlook. Okay, repeat the same thing in my future, so I need to correct these things now.
Right.
If I don't correct these things now, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna repeat the same thing over and over again, and that's something we don't want to do. We want to develop these new habits, these new traits, to be a better individual, to be more of a conqueror, to be iconic, to change the game, master the game of life, and that's what it's all about. The Bible says, Pastor Greg talked about this on the Father Day edition. Dominion. If you look at the meaning of dominion, rule, governor. God's given us that ability. He gave us that. He said, "Let them have dominion." So we need to exercise our dominion here on earth, because that's our God-given ability that He's given us dominion. And I know we've got already pressed for time, so anybody else want to add to what was said before we grab the air tonight?
Well, I think it was a great and awesome topic. Anybody that's like I said earlier, everybody deals with things differently. Uh, but it's all about how you set yourself, all about the motivation, the get up and go about yourself. I always use myself an example because I've had trials and tribulations to come my way out the woodworks, but you had to know how to deal with adversity. You had to know how to deal with things the way you can come up out of it and to be victorious. Um, I thank God for my strength, most importantly. Even times when I wanted to throw in the towel, I wanted to say, I quit. I wanted to say, I don't want this no more. I wanted to say, look, the hell with it. I'm all right. But it's at that very given moment when God gives you strength and He gives you power, and it's so gratifying to like, okay, well, why did I even, after a while you look back like, why did I even think like that? And to get up and move, I thank God for the blessings. But this was a great topic to the audience that's out here today, and that will see this podcast. This is something that especially young people that's graduating from high school and getting ready to embark on a new level in their life by going to college, even when college kids are leaving college and getting ready to go to join the workforce and to start on your careers. Don't let any negativity bring you to the point of disappointment, or bring you to the point of the fact that I can't do this, because I say the word never should have been created. But that's all I have.
Emo, you have anything you want to share?
I like that. Never should have never been created. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I missed half the podcast, so we're not going to talk about that. So of course I'll go back and watch it on YouTube when Firm uploads it. But if I just had to add something, I would add that your habits are who you are. So if you are not building healthy, positive habits, then really who are you? So anything that you do on a consistent basis, that's who you are.
Right.
From your character, your personality, those little things. So if you want to know who you are, evaluate what you do every day. That's going to tell you who you are. If you don't like what you see, get in there, take it one day at a time, and change. 28 days to form a habit. So put some accountability behind you. Reach out to a close friend, family member, ally, our new word, ally, Reach out to those people and ask them will they help you be accountable for whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because I've learned having an accountability partner, it kind of makes me go a little harder. Like I'm not really self-motivated all the time.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I'll be self-motivated to do certain things for my family. But outside of that, me pushing my business to the next level, doing certain things for myself, I ain't self-motivated. But you tell me something about my husband or the kids, oh, I'm all over that.
Not at
It's
all.
100%. I'll tear down creation for them. But
That's
then
right.
when it comes to myself, it was like half stepping. And my husband, he was like, no, get to it. Get to it. You need to be doing this. You need to be representing. So I thank God for my accountability partner. We just happen to be married and share the same last name. So it's really awesome. So, reach out to somebody. If you are not married, get you an accountability partner so they can help you build those habits. You got 28 days to build a healthy habit. What you going to do?
And that's great you say that, Ms. Morris, because accountability, let me tell you, my wife holds me to that. And I can contest to the fact that there are a lot of days when I come on my job, I just don't feel it. I just know. And she's like, no, you can do this. Let's go. And so after I get that, that's like that spark, that boost, I'm good. I'm good.
So it's a wonderful thing when you got somebody that's like, okay, well, did you do this? Didn't you say you was gonna be eating healthy? Like we in here beefing about some cookies right now, but that's neither here nor there.
Put that donut down.
Exactly. Because I was like, I want a donut. Like, no, that ain't what you said. So here we go.
Oh yeah.
But I promise it makes a difference. So if you're not as self-willed and self-sufficient as others may be, get you an accountability partner. Do this how you need to do it. You don't just have to do it how I say or Kenny or Firm say, but do it how you need to do it in order for you to get to that place where you're building that good, healthy habit.
Absolutely.
Because, man, I'm telling you, good habits change your life.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Life-changing experiences, motivating, staying positive, and it's what we all are working to make it. Like I was saying earlier, you should never be satisfied because if you get to that point where I'm satisfied, it's like you're not gonna do more. When you get to that point where I'm not satisfied, it's gonna make you do more because and I just believe on the inside of us, it's something great on the inside of us that we haven't really tapped into yet. That God placed on the inside of us, I believe that, and to bring it out of us to become better human beings, of course, and also think about the generation behind us and develop these great habits and breaking our old habits and develop these new habits, these new traits. New start, new beginning. The Bible said we must be born again. So being reborn again, being remolded again, reshaped again, not outside, but on the inside. We know it starts within our mind, the way we think. And I've just really been on the brain lately. So I encourage people. I start taking vitamins when it comes to my mental health, mental focus, developing new brain cells, memory. We got to take care of our brains too. We don't never talk about our brains. We talk about everything else. But we don't talk about the brain, and that brain is very important.
Right.
So, read up, do some research on your mind, on the brain, man, some great information. The type of food we're supposed to eat for our brains. Man, it's great stuff we're supposed to have, stuff we don't need to have. Enjoy the process. That's all I want to say. Have fun with the process.
Absolutely.
Restarting all over again. Restarting all over again is a beautiful thing. It's what you make out of it, but starting over is a beautiful thing. I just love it.
Yes, indeed.
So I know Better Great to get off the air. I know the episode's gonna be uploaded on YouTube later tonight. What I do, I thank y'all once again for being back. Prime, Emo, being back here on the podcast. I enjoyed y'all. I love y'all. Thank God for y'all. And great news, Kenny. I know Emo didn't have the world news, but she's gonna have some. Hopefully, she has some news next week. So appreciate you because we got a lot of great stuff in store.
You had me. I thought you was gonna tell me then because you had me on edge. I was like, I'm always ready for good news.
But we got some. I hope we're gonna have some news next week. on what's
We
going
will
on
have
within,
news next week.
what's going on within our world and stuff like that. We know Prime brings the news when it comes to the sports world. So we got what's going on with the NBA playoffs and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
indeed.
very excited about that. So we're always moving forward. We're gonna be back next Tuesday night here on the podcast. I think we're going. It's already July. Would that be what? July? When is July?
That'll be July 4th is Sunday.
It'll be what, the 6th?
Yeah.
July 6th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost.
Now
over.
July 12th is my birthday, so you
Well,
know
happy
y'all
early
have to do it
birthday.
big.
We're gonna
We're
have
gonna
a
have to
big
have
party.
like real big now.
Get us a band going on right here.
Right.
A virtual party, right? A
There you
virtual
go.
party.
Exactly. See, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. A virtual party. So, man, I can't believe this is almost over with. Dang, the time flying by fast. So when time is flying, but we do thank God, of course, all the time, and we're gonna be back here next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. So the replay will be up on our YouTube channel. We will be sharing on Facebook as well. Like, subscribe to the page, leave comments, leave feedback. If you want to donate to the podcast, that will be up too. Also, the t-shirt I'm wearing is part of the line from Underdog to Icon. I'm excited about it. T-shirts on sale. Shirts are going for $25, of course. That's help with the branding of the podcast, take it to another level when it comes to the marketing, promoting, and things like that. So very excited about that also. So if you want to purchase a t-shirt, it will be on my Facebook page, information. The t-shirts are available only in white for right now. Different color will be coming soon. So hey, get a t-shirt, show the world you are Icon.
Right.
From Underdog to Icon, show the world you are Icon. So we'll be back here next week here on Walking This Way's Impact Force podcast, and we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a great, productive week. Master your goals, master life, and remember, be a life student. And Kenny said last thing you said about the never word.
Never should have never been created.
Awesome.
Awesome stuff. And remember, get allies. Just find
Allies.
look at the word allies, apply allies. Allies gonna keep you in there. Friends will be there, but they'll get somebody that's gonna stick with you to the end.
That's right.
Get somebody that's gonna stick with you to the end.
Happy 4th of July, everyone.
Also enjoy 4th of July. We had Juneteenth. Also, we had Juneteenth too. June 19th. You know,
Absolutely.
when they ended slavery. That's a big historical moment. 4th of July, everybody gonna barbecue, pop fireworks and stuff like that. Enjoy the barbecue. Don't pig out.
Oh yeah.
Stay healthy.
Oh yeah.
Shed them pounds.
Woo.
Eat all that macaroni and cheese and baked beans. And
Don't start talking
cream.
too soon now. You'll make me start cooking tonight. I'm getting ready.
Gotta start eating healthy. Gotta start eating
cool.
healthy. Eating healthy is important. Get some turkey. Get some. If you're gonna grill some chicken, limit the sauce.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear that, don't you? Y'all want to hear that?
No. Look, most people say I'll do it after the 4th.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go after my birthday. I'm gonna start.
If you want a cake, get a vegan cake. They got vegan cakes. Get your vegan cake.
I'll start after the 4th.
No, vegan cake for your birthday. A vegan cake for your birthday.
The devil is busy.
No, vegan cake. That's good for you. Vegan
cake. It don't even sound right.
Vegan cake.
A vegetable cake? What?
A vegan cake. Get your vegan cake. You gonna love that vegan cake. You gonna say, dang, Fern, that vegan cake good.
Fern, you know I like sugar. What we talking about?
Sugar, vegan cake.
I'm gonna say this.
Okay, you want sugar? Honey. Honey good for you too.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out of here because I am a big fan of Krispy Kreme donuts.
I live right here by.
Look, I could pay for Krispy Kreme donuts. And
I could walk to Krispy Kreme. I could literally walk to Krispy Kreme.
No Krispy Kreme.
You're a blessed woman.
No Krispy Kreme. Get your vegan donut. Get your plant-based donut.
I tried after the 4th.
What?
I'm just playing. You know I get it done. Y'all be good, man.
Remember, for your birthday, a vegan cake.
Vegan cake.
Huh? I can't hear you. What you say?
A vegan cake.
Can you hear me now?
Vegan cake. Man, that vegan. I'm telling you, that vegan cake gonna be good. You go like, oh, I want no more. I want no more sugar cake. That vegan cake gonna be good.
You gonna send it to her.
Right.
Vegan
That's the only way I'm gonna get it.
Vegan.
I have to send it to her.
Just send me a vegan cupcake. Yeah, let's start small.
You might
We'll
like
work
it.
our way up.
Vegan food be good. I want everybody to see vegan cake, vegan donuts, plant-based.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, on a lighter note, we want y'all to have a great night. We'll see y'all next week on the podcast. Peace, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.